Yes, just to sort of wrap up the point I was saying about Jesus healing people in the gospel, it is actually very much in line with prophecy. In Isaiah, as you recall, I was saying that on the one hand Jesus healed various people, but he required faith to unlock the healing power that he had. And he also said that those who follow him will have the same power and do these same works. And I cited from St. John, from St. John and particularly St. Mark in these statements. But I didn't go back into the Old Testament. In Isaiah 52:13 to 53:12, we have an amazing prophecy of Jesus' suffering and death. And I'll just read it. Behold, my servant shall prosper. He shall be exalted and lifted up, and shall be very high. As many were astonished at him, his appearance was so marred beyond human semblance, and his form beyond that of the sons of men, so shall he startle many nations. Kings shall shut their mouths because of him. For that which has not been told, they shall see, and that which they've not heard, they shall understand. Who has believed what we have heard, and to whom has the arm of the Lord been revealed? For he grew up before him like a young plant, and like a root out of dry ground. He had no form or comeliness that we should look at him, and no beauty that we should desire him. He was despised and rejected by men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief, and as one from whom men hide their faces. He was despised, and we esteemed him not. Surely he has borne our griefs and carried our sorrows, yet we esteemed him stricken, smitten by God, and afflicted. But he was wounded for our transgressions, he was bruised for our iniquities. Upon him was the chastisement that made us whole, and with his stripes we are healed. All we like sheep have gone astray, we've turned everyone to his own way, and the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all. He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. Like a lamb that's led to the slaughter, and like a sheep that before its shearer is dumb, so he opened not his mouth. By oppression and judgment he was taken away. And as for his generation, who considered that he was cut off out of the land of the living, stricken for the transgression of my people? And they made his grave with the wicked and with the rich man in his death, although he'd done no violence and there was no deceit in his mouth. Yet it was the will of the Lord to bruise him. He has put him to grief. When he makes himself an offering for sin, he shall see his offspring, he shall prolong his days. The will of the Lord shall prosper in his hand. He shall see the fruit of the travail of his soul and be satisfied. By his knowledge shall the righteous one, my servant, make many to be accounted righteous, and he shall bear their iniquities. Therefore I'll divide him a portion with the great, and he shall divide the spoil with the strong, because he poured out his soul to death, and was numbered with the transgressors. Yet he bore the sins of many, and made intercession for the transgressors. So that's like the entire gospel in the book of those short passages of the book of Isaiah, which is a subject for a whole talk by itself. So I read it because it's worth reading.
This
but
is
I
about
actually,
servant of Yahweh.
that's right,
The servant of
and it
Yahweh.
mirrors Jesus's experience from his passion
Yes.
entirely, and explains the purpose of his suffering, and that he was vindicated in the end by God.
That is with